Hello everybody, this is Mr. Bowman. Today we're going to be looking at the Alex topic factoring a quadratic with a negative leading coefficient. Usually having a negative leading coefficient doesn't change a whole lot. Anytime the leading coefficient is not 1, whether it's positive or negative, you use more or less the same strategies. But this one actually has something a little weird going on in that they're all negative, which makes negative 1 our greatest common factor. So I actually want to just pull that out and deal with that afterwards. So that leaves me with 2x squared plus 11x plus 15. And then I can factor that like normal. Now some people like to do that anytime it's a negative leading coefficient, even if it flips these negative. That's fine. It doesn't matter if that makes you more comfortable. It'll all work out. But anytime all three of them are negative, I like to pull that out just so I don't accidentally drop a negative sign. All right, so this negative 1 is going to just kind of hang out, and then we'll get back to it at the very end. So looking at this, I am going to use my box method, I think. So we have our 2 by 2 box, first term, first box, last term, last box. Ignore the x's, don't really come into play until the next part, so I'm just going to stick those in there. 2 times 15 is 30. And I need multiples of, not multiples, factor pairs of 30 that add up to 11. So that's just going to be 6 and 5. So 6 plus 5 is 11, 6 times 5 is 30. So those both get shoved in here. It doesn't matter which one's which. So if you put 5x and 6x, doesn't matter. You're still good. Now I'm looking for my greatest common factors of each row and each column. So my greatest common factor on the top is 2x, and on the bottom is 5. The left column, 2 and 5 don't have anything, so it's 1, but I don't need to write that because I also have an x in common. And 6 and 15 would be 3. And no x this time because 15 didn't have an x. So this would break down to 2x plus 5, because that 5 is positive, and x plus 3. Remember that negative 1 just trails right along down and becomes negative 1 outside my parentheses. And that would be true regardless of what kind of greatest common factor it was. If it was a 7, bring the 7 down. If it was a 15, bring the 15 down. In this case, it's a negative 1, so let's bring the negative 1 down. And that is as factored as it's going to get.